Hi guys and girls. So I thought I'd do a few videos whilst in isolation, just to give people a few things to practice at home, or just a few things to watch to sort of give you a little bit better knowledge on your own golf swing. Maybe there's a few things in there that you feel like you need to work on. So take a look and enjoy. Okay, so the role of the right leg in the downswing. Now, I see a lot of people get this wrong. They get into the backswing, and I see a lot of people haven't got enough depth in the right hip already. They haven't got the weight into that right heel already. Because remember, we want to be pushing from behind through. Now, what I see with a lot of people is they get into that backswing, and this hasn't gone deep enough, so it's around here. Weight, you can see there, I'm really pushing down on my toe. As I go to the top, I'm then really going to see a lot of pushing forward and up. All right, so it's just gonna, the knee's gonna come in, the right hip's gonna push in, you're gonna early extend in the pelvis. You really want to ideally avoid that. There's so many things that end up having to happen to the club. We never really end up getting the handle and the club into the right shape for impact. So I want you to feel as though you're going to go to the top of the backswing and go back to a couple of videos. Go back to a couple of videos where that right hip has moved slightly deeper. Okay, so when we're talking about what the right hip's got to move, what the right hip's got to do, that's going to rotate back. There's plenty of videos on that, where the positioning and where the weight of that right foot should be at the top of the backswing. The weight should be more towards the heels. It doesn't have to be right back, but we want it to more towards the heels because we want a bit of movement forward. So as you come back down, we get to the top of the backswing. So this is a good position. So as we're coming down, we want to be feeling this right leg really lock. Okay, so from here, it's not going to go forward. It's not going to come forward this way. It's going to stay solid. And then from there, you're going to feel as though you're going to push towards the left. So you can see my right leg is going from slightly bent position. Okay, so weight's back, hip depth is good, and I'm now pushing towards my left side. Now the weight is then going to shift into the front forefoot of this left side, my lead side, and then it's going to come back out, okay? But what I'm looking for in this right leg is top of that backswing. Feel like you hold that back. From there, it's push into that downswing. So that gives you tons of room, keeps the hips back, means you're not going into that early extension. And it really is such a positive for impact, because I see so many people get great positions at the top of the backswing and then they just fall apart because of the legs. It does take up a bit of hamstring feeling. If you've got tight hamstrings, you'll feel it a little bit again, but you just need to have a bit of a stretch with it. It's not a particularly hard area to work on, but I would say it requires a little bit of looking into and practice. So if you're thinking you do this, just to recap on it, we go to the top of the backswing, weight goes into that right heel, hip depth is good and behind us. From here, a good way is, again, draw that line behind your right butt cheek. From there, keep that right leg back and feel as though you push into the transition from that right leg going into that left leg. Okay, so you're pushing through. All right, well done. Just a side note on that right leg, if you're, or trail leg, if you're videoing yourself and you see from here your butt's coming in, and you think to yourself, well, what's the acceptable parameter for the right leg for this to be coming in? Now, firstly, this is the one you're really going to judge it whether you need to work on that right leg. Okay, but if you do, an acceptable parameter, I would say, is as you start coming down, we don't want to see the right foot lift off the floor too early, but we also don't want to see the right knee go much in past the laces. Okay, so really, I would say once you kind of get in past the end of the laces, that's where you should be feeling as though you're pushing out this side. Okay, hopefully there's something in there that you can practice at home, or at least it's just reinforcing what you already know, or hopefully you are, when you come out of isolation, able to get working on it at the range. So thanks for watching, and look after yourselves.